Hi guys, so I haven't done a sit down video in a hot minute, and that's because I've been soaked up on doing vlogs. And so yeah, anyways, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are stopping by for the first time, my name is Chioma. Consider subscribing to this channel and joining my amazing community. Yeah, so let's get right into it. Today's video is a very honest and vulnerable video. um I should have shot this video when I turned 29. Immediately I turned 29, rather, because I turned 29 in May of this year. But I couldn't get around a few minutes. But yeah, better late than never. So I want to talk about hard things or hard truths that I learned in my 29 years on earth. Over the years, I have grown, I have learned, I have unlearned a lot of things, and I am very grateful to God for growth. I'm not who I am, or I'm not who I was yesterday. Definitely a better version of myself and still getting better by God's grace. But yeah, I just thought to share the things that I've learned in life, just because I know that some people might learn from it. Someone watching me might pick one or two lessons, and I'm very happy to impact in people's lives. So why not? Anyways, let's get right into it. I was having a conversation with my colleague sometime this week during break period, of course, and we got talking about our life experiences in the UK since we came, and then we talked about time and seasons. And I love to have deep conversations with people. Yes, I love to joke, I love to play, I love to vibe and all of that, but then I love to get serious as well. I love to have deep conversations with people. I love to learn from people, especially people that are very knowledgeable, people that not necessarily even more mature, because you can learn from your younger ones as well. You can learn from someone who's younger than you can learn from someone who's older, but I generally like to learn from people. So yeah, we talked about times and seasons, and I'm like, this resonates a lot with me. Times and season is basically enjoying your season, enjoying the time you find yourself. And this resonates with me very well because, like I said, I'm not where I was yesterday. When I was pregnant, I'm going to be inserting pictures and videos so that you can relate more with what I'm saying. When I was pregnant, my mother-in-law used to call me a lot. Bless her. She used to call me a lot, like every day. Not just every day. In a day, we can talk like 2 to 3 times, because she was always checking up on me to know how I was faring, especially because it was my first pregnancy. And so I remember I used to complain a lot to her that the pregnancy was stressing me out. I was tired, and that was especially during my first trimester, because I went through like a really terrible first trimester, but that's not why we're here. So she used to tell me then, enjoy this moment, because you would definitely miss it when you have your baby. And I'm like, there's nothing to enjoy here, mommy. I'm tired, I'm this, I'm that. I was always complaining. And then she was always saying, enjoy it, enjoy it. And my husband as well. I remember I didn't want to take maternity pictures because I lost a lot of weight in pregnancy. I dropped from a size 10 to almost a size 6. I was very skinny because I threw up a lot in pregnancy and I wasn't eating. So my husband, I told my husband that I wasn't sure I wanted to take pictures for maternity shoots and all. And even aside that, I wasn't really taking pictures in pregnancy. And my husband used to tell me that he'll say to me, I know you like pictures a lot, and truly I love pictures. You don't want to do something that you end up regretting in the future. And then he was convincing me a lot then, take pictures, take videos of yourself. It doesn't have to be something you post. Take it and leave it on your phone just for reference sake, so that whenever you feel like you can go back to it. And then I listened to him and I was doing that. And I kid you not, these days I find myself going back to check those pictures, those videos, and it makes me happy. It makes me smile. I'm happy because when my daughter grows, when she comes of age, I can show her, oh, this was mommy. This was you when you were in mommy's tummy. This was how I was when I was pregnant with you. So why am I talking about this? With time, I got to understand that I needed to enjoy my pregnancy. I needed to enjoy that moment. Pregnancy it wasn't something that I was supposed to hate. It wasn't because I was bringing a life into the world. Yes, I was going through whatever it is I was going through, but at the end of it, there was going to be something joyful coming along the way. I was having a baby with a man that I love so much, and I needed to enjoy that moment. I needed to enjoy everything that came with it. The sickness, the depression, the tears, everything that came with it. I needed to enjoy it. And I learned to do that. And now I'm happy that I did. I'm happy that I enjoyed that moment. So times and seasons, basically, this is me just saying, whatever time and season you find yourself, enjoy it. There's happiness in growth. There's a lot of blessing that comes with growth. You might not be where you want to be now, but with time you'll get there. If you rush things, you will not enjoy the process. And there is fulfillment when you enjoy the process, if that makes sense. So yeah, this one is, I hope I don't cry while talking about it, but it's something that happened to me a few years ago. I'm going to talk about grief. Yes, I'm going to talk about grief. It's important for you to cry when you need to cry, especially when you lose a loved one. Mourn that person as much as you need to mourn the person. Cry when you need to cry. Don't let anyone tell you not to cry. Cry when you need to cry. Whatever procedures you want to take to heal, take those procedures. Whatever journey you want to embark on to heal, embark on the journey. You will thank yourself later. I lost my mom when I was 21, and I lost my dad when I was 25. So 4 years apart. When I lost my mom, I was pretty young. I was fresh out of university. It hit me really hard. I cried a lot. I mean, I'm the last born. I was very close to my mom. I was close to my dad as well, but I was closer to my mom before she passed. So when she died, I didn't know, I'd never experienced losing a loved one. So I didn't know how to handle it. I moved out of the house. I went to stay with my family friends at the time. My dad approved of it, of course. And it helped me heal because I was around people. Or should I say it helped me heal? I was crying. My mom's death, I cried basically every day. I cried, I wrote things down. I spoke to people who had gone through that experience before, and it really helped me. It took me a lot of time to get over it. I still haven't gotten over it, but of course, time has healed a bit. After my mom passed, I got really close to my dad. I've always been close to my dad, but you know when you lose someone and you're scared of losing the other person. When you lose a parent, you automatically transfer all the love you had for that parent to the other parent, and you hold on to the person so tight you don't want to let go. So I became so close to my dad. I became a daddy's girl. I've always been a daddy's girl, but I became a daddy's girl. Nothing I don't tell my dad. There's nothing I don't discuss with my dad. When you see us gisting, playing, laughing, you practically think he's my boyfriend. We're that close. And 4 years later, my dad passed, right? Ooh, breathe. Okay, yeah. 4 years later, my dad passed, and it was very confusing to me because I sort of asked God, like, why? I was very angry with God because I just felt like I came from a Christian home. We worshipped God every Sunday, not just every Sunday, like every day. My mom practically raised us in the ways of the Lord. And so when it happened, I was so angry with God. I'm like, so what is supposed to happen? Like, what's supposed to happen to us? I have 3 siblings, by the way. What's supposed to happen to us? Where are we supposed to start from? You know, At the time I was working at the bank, so I cried when I lost my dad, but I didn't cry as much as when I lost my mom. I cried for a few days and I picked up myself. I moved to a friend's place on the island and I put up with her for a while because I just needed to leave the environment. And I went back to work almost immediately. I did not give myself enough time to grieve. I didn't cry enough. I did not pour out my emotions enough. I didn't talk to people at the time. I didn't talk to my siblings. I didn't say anything. Whatever emotions I had raging then, I bottled everything inside. And till date, no, not till date, because I have made a conscious effort, thanks to my husband, I made a conscious effort to work on myself and to go on a healing journey. Because I didn't grieve as much as I was supposed to, over time, it affected me psychologically and mentally. I noticed that my mental health was all over the place. I noticed I didn't want to be around people. I noticed that I was no longer holding on to people so much. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to make friends. I just wanted to be on my own. I was scared of holding on to people tight because I'm like, what if this person dies? How am I supposed to handle it? It was something that affected me for a long time. But when I realized this, I started making a conscious effort to work on it. The only person I discussed this with was my husband. Hell, I didn't even discuss it with my siblings. I'm sure if they watch this video, they'll be surprised that I went through that. But then I discussed it with my husband and I realized how much burden I let off my chest when I discussed this with someone. Because it was something that I carried on my shoulder, in my heart, for so many years. So why am I saying this? When you grieve, if you ever lose anyone, God forbid, we don't pray to lose anyone, but then life happens. Cry as much as you have to. Mourn this person. Go on a healing journey. You will thank yourself later. It will help you see life better. It will help you see life clearly. Because when you don't, your mental health will be messed up. And this is coming from someone who has experienced this firsthand. So something else that I've really learned in life is building quality friendships, building good network. When I say quality friendships, I mean having friends that will be there for you through thick and thin, friends that will hold you accountable, friends that will tell you the truth. You don't need friends who will lie to you. Friends that will always be there for you and even extend it to your children. Like I said, I went through a really rough patch when I was pregnant. A friend of mine reached out to me. She knows herself. I don't know if I want to mention her name, but she reached out to me and she told me, she said, Choma, how far? Baby shower, gender review, what are we doing? And I told her, I'm not doing anyone. I'm not interested. I just want to have my baby and get my life back together. And she's like, why? And I sort of opened up to her after much persuasion. I told her that pregnancy was really taking a toll on me. I wasn't eating well. I was always sick. I didn't want to talk to people, you know. I just sort of told her that I was kind of depressed at the time. So she goes, okay, that's fine, no problem. I respect your decision and everything. We had a conversation sometime last year ending. I think I was already at the end of my second trimester. Fast forward to this year, January, on a certain morning, my husband woke me up. I was still pregnant. I was 37 weeks at the time. My husband woke me up and said we should go out for breakfast, and then we went to Starbucks, a coffee shop. Then from there, he said we should go and get groceries. Everything was just looking funny that day. And I'm like, what is going on? He was taking calls, answering calls and everything. I'm like, what is going on? Anyways, I came back home to a surprise baby shower. My friends had decorated the whole house, pushed the chairs back, cooked, did a lot of things, got my baby gifts. Husband's friends came. Everybody came bearing gifts. and I cried. I'll probably insert a video if I don't change my mind. I cried because I was just in awe. I'm someone that has bragged always about having quality friends, and this is because I take my time to choose my friends. In a room full of people, I'll probably be the last person to socialize. And this doesn't mean that I will not say hi to everyone. Of course, I will say hi to everyone, but I'll probably be the last person to, strike up a conversation or talk to people and all of that. And this is because I'm probably taking my time to study people. I'm taking my time to know who this person is and who this person is. I feel like the best way to know people is from afar. Because I don't know, it's just my orientation. It's my own belief. I feel like I get to know people more from afar because I'm not close to you now. So you're not trying to do something to please me. I'm afar and I'm watching how you're treating other people around you. I'm afar and I'm watching how you're behaving to this person, to your friends, to your family, and that way I can basically tell the kind of person that you are. So I like to take my time to know people, so to speak. And yeah, this is why I've said build quality friendships. My friends, I appreciated them a lot for what they did for me, giving me a baby shower even when I didn't want to. But when I had the baby shower, I realized how much it made me happy. I realized how much, it calmed my nerve. It made me happy. And I was really grateful to them. Still on friendships, in as much as we talk about having quality friendships, you also have to be a quality friend. You have to show up for people as much as you want them to show up for you. Are you that friend that will show up for your friend's child? Are you that friend that will show up for your friend's birthday? Are you that friend that will be with your friend when your friend is going through a rough patch? Are you that friend that will reach out to your friend, especially when you know that this friend is a bubbly person, but then all of a sudden this friend has gone quiet? What kind of friend are you? You don't have to be all of this to your friends, but at least one or two attributes you should possess it, because you will attract. It is this attitude or these attributes that will attract the right people to you. You don't showcase these attributes, you probably not have these people around you, the right people around you, so to speak. So this is another lesson that I've really learned in life, and I'm glad that I did. Also learned that it is important to be ready for anything in life. The good, the bad, the ugly. Always be ready. Be ready for anything, just so that you're not thrown off balance. So sort of, yeah. Then learn to manage your expectations as well. That's another lesson I've learned. Learn to manage your expectations. Try not to expect too much from people. Try to stay happy. Yeah, try to stay happy. When you forgive people, you don't do it for them, you do it for yourself. What do I mean by this? When you forgive someone, you notice that there's a burden that just automatically goes off your heart or off your shoulder. So it's important to forgive people even before they offend you. And this is hard. And I'm talking about myself. So over the years, I struggled a lot with forgiveness. Or did I? No, I didn't really stop. So I think that I will forgive, but I will not forget. I think that's my kind of person. I'll probably forgive, but I might not forget. But over time, I realized that you are hurting yourself more when these things happen, and you probably say, oh, I forgive him, but I've not forgotten. You're hurting yourself. And trust me, it's not even a big flex. It is important for you to just forgive, let go, and move past things. When you move past things, you radiate happiness. You will notice that you are okay, you are fine. And this is not even for anybody, but for yourself. Do it for yourself, because your heart will be light towards people. You wouldn't feel like you owe people anything. You just go about your life. You sleep well at night. That's like the summary of everything. You will sleep well at night. So this is very important. Lastly, it's healthy. If you're following me on Instagram, I have been reiterating this. It's looking like I'm sounding like a broken record, because when I had my baby, I feel like I've spoken about my pregnancy like 1,000,001 times, but yeah, why not? When I had my baby, I became more conscious of myself. I wasn't really eating as much when I had my baby. I wasn't really eating, and I won't lie, it was because a part of me didn't want to add weight. I didn't want to, go out of shape and all of that. I didn't want to add so much weight. And no, this is not dissing any mother. If you're a new mom here and you're watching me, you're doing amazing. Whatever stage it is that you find yourself right now, trust me, you are doing amazing. Okay, you are doing the best that you can do. So I started eating healthy after my baby, because I noticed that there was a day I climbed the staircase and I was breathing like a cow. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm just 29. In fact, at that point, I didn't even clock 29. I'm like, I'm just 29. Why am I breathing like this? So I told myself, I said, no, I have to make some changes, right? So I started making some changes in my home. So things that we eat. In my house, once it's 7, we don't eat. And this is something that my husband has not been finding comfortable. Especially because sometimes he comes back from work at night. Sometimes I also come back at night as well, but I have kind of disciplined myself. But now I'm trying to help my husband join the bandwagon. So sometimes he finds it uncomfortable, and then he'll probably just take a cup of tea and all. But I'm trying to train him, instead of taking a cup of tea, just take water, sleep. Because even if you can't go to the gym, you can help yourself by eating healthy, taking regular walks, and just taking lots of water. It really helps. You'll be glad you did. Your 50-year-old self will thank you for this. Your 60-year-old self will thank you for this. God keep us alive. I've incorporated lemon water in my home. These days we take more of lemon water. At least in a day we take lemon water once a day. So anyways, if you watched up till this point, thank you so much, and I hope you learned a thing or two from this video. Do well to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, like, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.